Makes me want to like sneak in a Christmas way. Oh. Hello. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler, also known as the Chez, and this is Chezzy Chunes, where I try to bring humor and entertainment to the EDM space. And it's the holidays, everyone. If you didn't notice, I'm not rebranding or anything. This is just the holiday special of sorts for the channel. And a reminder to everyone, for those of you that don't know, I do it for the hoes. Though, you know, if you've been here long enough, you should already know that. But today we are here with the closest thing to a holiday special release that we can get in this niche that I found myself in on YouTube. So today we are going to be reacting to, one second, I actually need to look up the name. All I Want for Christmas is Bass, Volume 8. And I am so pumped. Also, I am covered in bells. I'm gonna try not to move too much, or if I do, if I'm dancing, I'll maybe just mute the audio because I feel like this is just asking for an auditory nightmare for you guys. So I'll try to calm myself. If not, it'll just add to the chaoticness that is a holiday special. We're gonna take a few quick sips of water just to stay hydrated. I'm very parched. I wanna make sure I'm quenched before we start the video. I love water. It's so refreshing. I'm just so thirsty. Wow, I'm so thirsty. Let me close my water bottle real quick. So from what I can tell, this is a compilation that is released yearly from Cannabalin Records. I'm not exactly, it's like Cannibal, maybe Cannabalin, something like that. Records. It's a compilation of various dubstep related artists. So we've got Dr. Ozzy, we've got STUCA, we've got SpaceYeti, we've got Dubscribe. We got a good mix of people on here. We've got 13 tracks, 40 minutes of bass, and this is my treat to you for the holiday season. Let us begin. The first track is Always Dreaming, Hardly Distracted by Dr. Ozzy. I feel like it's been a while since I've heard something from Dr. Ozzy, so I'm excited. He's one of my favorites. He's up there for sure. Very unique. Got good rhythms and flows. And I sometimes get worried for compilations like this because I'm like, did people just kind of throw something together just to get on the compilation, or did people actually try with this? So we'll see. This is a great intro though, and a great first track opening to this compilation. But Dr. Ozzy's always good. He always knows how to build a world around his music. I'm expecting some fun flows, very good sound design. That's what Dr. Ozzy's known for, so let's go. Let's start it off with a bang, baby. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom. It's pretty subdued, but it's got the punch. It's got a little bit of punch, but like a subtle punch. It's like you silly goose. Oh, that's a very Dr. Ozzy sound. Oh. It's kind of a bare bones Dr. Ozzy. Not blowing me away, but solid vibes. This is nice though. Second drop though, he's always one that usually changes it up. He's always someone that usually, you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, that movement. Oh. Just weird mutating noises. I like this little intro and the outro here. Vibes are immaculate. Honestly, about what I'm expecting from a compilation, a holiday compilation, where it's good. It's got the essence of the artist, like I could tell, that's Dr. Ozzy. It's got his flares, his stylings there, but it's relatively subdued. It's kind of toned down from his usual level, just like, yeah, this is a track. This is me. but not flaunting or anything, not showing off too much, but definitely some great sound design in there. Some very unique sounds. It kept changing other than repeating a part at the end and the second drop there. But overall, decent enough, especially as a first track. I'd say that's a solid opener. Just solid. Just solid. Solid liquid and gas are the thing. Liquid, it's messy. You don't want it. Ew, it's gross. It's sticky. It's everywhere. Solid's like, okay, I can hold this. I can enjoy this. I can play with it a little bit. But am I having a ton of fun? Gas? How is gas a good thing? Gas, if something's gas, well, gas is very, very flammable. And when you light it on fire, it becomes fire. So gas is like, it's basically fire. It's one accidental match flick away from fire. So gas is as good as it gets, unless it is just actually fire. So it's, yeah, we got liquid, ew, sticky, gross. We got solid, okay, cool. We got gas, this is gas. We're almost flaming. This is a hazard to be around. And then we got fire. That's the ranking system. This was solid. Okay. Now that we've established the scaling here, we move on to track number 2, Funk With Me by Wodd.
Hey, you.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, girl?
Do you want to know the pleasure of the funk?
Oh, yes, I do.
Do you want to funk with me?
Sure.
So come with me.
Ooh, I'm ready to funk with you, girl. Another solid atmospherically building opening here. A tone is set. Again, it's very mischievous. Very, what's gonna happen?
He's coming to get ya! The funk is here!
Oh. Ooh, I like the kind of delay on that. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like he goes, whoa, and then it hits like far back in my ears. It's cool. Very simple, but mixed in a way that is pleasant. Ho, ho, ho. Makes me want to like sneak, but like in a Christmas way. Sure, yeah. I feel like I need to commit a Christmas-related crime, but like not a big one, just like a small little crime. I'm gonna steal one present from a very wealthy family that has tons of gifts and won't even notice it was missing. Let's go! Did they say funk? That sounded like they said something else. I don't know, it's not marked as explicit, so maybe that's just what I wanna hear right now. It's basically as thick as it gets. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. Yeah, I like it. I still like it, girl. You know what I like. The pleasure of the funk. So that one was, I'll still give it a solid. I'll still give it a solid rating. I think it was just not really for me. I like the way it was mixed. Again, the kind of delay on it, that like it really takes up all that room in your ears, all the room in the stereo. It does feel like there was some care put into the intro and everything, which I've appreciated. It wasn't just completely lazy. So yeah, just another solid tune, lower than the first one, but still fine, still solid, but not really doing enough for me. Not enough variation for me. Next up is Too Hot to Touch with STUCA and Cannaballin' and Friends. So I don't know who that entails, but we at least got STUCA, and I do like STUCA. Boom, 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 boom. Sure. STUCA. Is it STUCA? STUCA? How do you say it? But again, good, like, cinematic build. He usually does a very interesting thing. STUCA usually has some uniqueness to his drops. Whoa. What? What is that? The kicks are kicking. I feel it underneath my feet, my toesies. My piggies are being bounced with every kick. Oh, this is a real short track, okay. So we better get in there while we can. Take a drop.
I'm too hot to...
That's right. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm in like a rock tumbler. I'm being slowly turned into the perfect mineral. Okay. Short and sweet. I think its length does help it. I think if it was too much longer, it would get a little stale or show its flaws a little more. But I think since it is short, sweet, and condensed, it works well. It does what it needs to do real quick and gets out. STUCA's music is usually quite unique, unlike most things that I hear. And I think that would still fall into that category. It was doing things I don't normally hear. It kept me entertained. It was short and sweet. Not really much you can complain about. So at least solid. Moving toward gas, it's like a solid that's steaming a little bit. It's starting to evaporate. It's developing some gases, but it's not in a completely gaseous state. Still a solid. You can still hold it in your hands. Next up is Cloaked by Bebi and REMNANT.exe. I'm not familiar with either of y'all's games, so let's see what you got. Got some rapping, okay. Flows relatively generic, but that's fine. I don't want to be super soaked. Oh. Oh. Whoa. I like that. Whoa. That's cool. I don't usually like where it's mostly kind of sub-wubs, the wub subs. Usually that's not quite enough for me, but the pace of it, the amount of wubbing and the other elements kind of make it a little enticing. Second drop, come on. Okay, it actually changed it up. Yeah, the intricacies of it. There's a little more going on than most tunes in this genre that I've heard, this subgenre. It's actually keeping me engaged. I want to listen to this. I want to see what happens next. So usually songs like that are quite simple, but that actually had a little more complexity to it, a little more depth to it. It's still not quite my genre, my type of wub, as I've said in the past, but I think it's doing more than most of the songs I've heard that are similar to it. It was definitely the most engaging of that type. So I think we're in a similar vein to last time, where it's a solid, but it's not fully solid. It's maybe melting slightly, not terribly melting, but like if you hold it too long, like the heat from your hands, once you let go of it, you'll have some of the residue on your fingers, like that level. Like if you hold on to M&Ms for too long and you'll like have it imprinted on your fingies, it's kind of like that. It's not melting, but if you hold it for too long and don't move, it's gonna make a little bit of a mess. I think that's the level we're at. Like this is enjoyable, but if I really think about it for too long, if I just kind of sit there with it, it starts to show its flaws. It starts to show the things that I don't like, but good enough to look at, to admire. Next up is Heat by NEAVE, except the S is a $. Flexing on us. I respect it. A little more of an intense opening here. Kind of hopping right into it. Yeah, we're just kind of getting right into the build-up. I respect that. We don't got time to waste. It's the holidays. I gotta go be with my family. Let me get some dubbing in real fast, and then I'll go hang out with them, the people that I love.
I got the heat. King of the town.
I just guessed those kicks. That was weird. Foresaw the future. This is a bit familiar. Feels like things I've heard before. This is kind of the level I was expecting for a comp like this. We're like, okay, it's got some energy. It's hitting the beats, but it's not impressing me in any way. It's just kind of doubling it up. I do like that boom, boom, boom with the first part of the drop. That's a little flair there, a little embellish, but everything else feels more or less by the books. Like, okay, we added a sustain in there. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? You're supposed to add a sustain. So it just feels very familiar and therefore forgettable. But we've got one more drop. It's not over till it's over. Bring me to the climax. Make me bust.
I got the heat. King
Let's
of
go.
the town.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh. 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 This feels a little empty and less interesting. Like it's trying to be more interesting than the first drop, but it doesn't hit with the intensity of the first drop, so it kind of just falls flat. And this weird whiny sustain constantly through that whole section was a little weird. Yeah, you lost me in that second half. Not that you completely had me in the first half, but you lost me in that second half. I was like kind of keeping up. Like I was one corner away from you. I'm like, okay, I think he took a left. I think to the right. And then I must have picked the wrong path because I lost you after that. I was almost there, but I ended up in New York and you went to Florida. Damn. So that was just Still not a liquid. It was fine, but we're definitely more melty. We're starting to like, you hold it for a second. I need to go wash my hands. Like, we're getting there. You could still technically hold it, but you might not really want to hold it for too long. It's gonna make a mess. So that one was okay. Next up, we've got Just Dance by Boslyk, I believe, and Voyager. I think I like this sample coming in. Okay. Yeah. Decent enough sample. Decent enough melodies. Or synths, I guess. Makes me wanna dance. Let's see if it'll keep me wanting to dance. I'll stand up. I'll let it. Whatever's gonna happen will happen. Let me take it in and then my body will react. So give me a moment. I actually kind of really like that. I'm really vibing with that. That is dancey. Pleasantly surprised by these people I don't know. Okay. Oh. Yeah, they're hitting it. Everything's gritty, grimy, but bopping. Is that it? Oh no, we're only halfway through. Well, a little more than halfway. Okay. That gets a jingle from me. Guys, I forgot to turn my lights on. I didn't even turn the lights on. This deserves me to light up a bit. It's like a drop two, let's groove. Get up and move. Fake out. I should have known. Pretty heavy, but this feels a little more like something I've heard before. But still, I'd say that is solid. We're not dripping, we're not sticky, we're not steaming. We are just, we know what we are. We are solid. I like that first drop. I don't think anything about it was particularly unique. I don't think it's completely standing out, but I think it was just completely solid and digestible, and it hit. It did what it wanted to do effectively. I was grooving and a moving. It gets my approval. And I think it's actually gonna go into a playlist. I don't think it's gonna be like best of the year material, but I think it's a solid track. All right, next up is Party with SpaceYeti. I can't say I'm usually a fan of a lot of SpaceYeti tracks, but maybe this, one called Party. I've been partying it up. I'm quenched, I'm hydrated with tons of water. It's the holidays, I'm on break. Things can't get much better, so don't ruin my vibes here. Don't ruin the vibes. Hey. Hey. Oh, that's chopping at the lows down here, baby. Simple, but the subs, it's moving me. I'm vibing. I'm also getting progressively more quenched as the reaction goes on, so that probably helps a little bit. Yeah, it's another one that like isn't standing out amongst songs that are similar to it, but it's not doing anything wrong for this type of genre either. It's just kind of hitting the notes in a decent enough way that's effective, but not blowing me away. So again, fine, but maybe a little uneventful. I don't think it's deserving of the party name. Maybe just like party, question mark? Party? Party? Oh. Now we're kicking it up. Oh, got some like Jersey Club or whatever the heck it's called. That's a little more party-ish. I feel like this drop would turn up more live. People would, oh man. It feels a little long. It's under 3 minutes, but for some reason it just feels long. So yeah, I think I kind of said it all while I was reacting. Decent, but a little generic, a little forgettable. It's fine. Obviously all that subbing, all that rumbling will probably get the party moving if it's loud enough. And that second drop with some Jersey Club or whatever, the more kicks usually make you bounce a little more. So not quite party, all caps, exclamation point. Maybe I'll give you party, period. I'll give you party. That's more representative of the song. Next up, we've got Fourth Wall by Capochino and KeyLo. It's explicit and it's called Fourth Wall. Is my immersion going to be broken? Are you going to be speaking to me? Let's see. Okay, I already got some slight panning with the melody. More rapping. I like your cadence. You got a decent voice. The beat's kind of lacking though. The sub's good, but the other percussion is lacking a bit. Especially that snare clap thing. So I'm not super pumped about this drop, but maybe you're withholding all of your effort for the drop. That doesn't seem to be the case. You gotta work on your percussion. Like that snare doesn't feel great. Kicks are okay, hats are not great. Like everything feels very amateurish. This doesn't feel great to me. But we got a second drop. Maybe you withheld all your effort for the second drop. To really pull one over. Wow. I wanted to keep that upbeat thing. I mean, we love a good yo yo yo, but outside of that, a little disappointing, I must say. It's your percussion. Work on the percussion. I don't think the idea itself was bad. I think it was just the execution of it. I think it's just something that you will need to continue to work on and improve. It comes off as amateurish. The things you put together, like the melody, the structure of the wubs and the percussion, like the elements are there, but the sounds themselves and the way it's mixed and everything sounds kind of amateur. So it all just comes off as cheap and undercooked. There's definitely room for improvement here. So I would say that one's closer to a liquid. At this point, I can hold it for a second, but it's like sand. It's like I can hold a cube of sand, but as soon as you touch it, it'll just, it's like that. It's like sand that's barely holding its structure. You could see like, oh, that looks kind of nice, but if I go to actually try to interact with it, it's done. It's, ooh, that wasn't what I expected. That's where you're at. That's where you're at. Next up, according to Spotify, at this very moment, we've got the most played track on the EP, on the album, on the compilation. But that's also because it has the most people. So it has the most eyes on it, potentially, bringing the most fan bases together. But this is The Call by CADMIUM, Electric Range, Tara, Louise, and Zack, Merci. It's a decent enough opening. Got some decent singing, got some string. Oh, it's some It's like trumpets in there. Okay. A good production. She's hitting those notes. I love orchestral elements. I love string instruments. I love just the grandness of an orchestra just adds so much to it, to any song. Wow, the instruments, everything's so cool. Whoa. This is really creative. Very, very cool. Love the instrumentation of it all. Like, to hear this played live by an orchestra mixed with the actual electronic elements would be really, really cool. Also, it's at this point in the compilation where I am starting to sweat a little bit. I'm getting a little sweaty. I can feel my back getting damper with each track, each passing second. Yeah, there's like no real flaws so far. Everything's very well made with this one. Ooh. I wish the kicks were a little more punchy. Like, nothing's hitting quite as intensely as I would like it to, but it doesn't necessarily need to either. Just pop off in every other possible way you can, though. Yeah, that one was definitely the most interesting, the most engaging, the most unique of the bunch so far, and probably the whole compilation, unless the last four pull out something crazy. But that was really cool, really impressive. Like I said, I wish things had a little more oomph to them, a little more punch to them. That would have put it over the top for me. But that's just because that's what I was looking for. I don't think the song needed that necessarily, but I personally wish it had a touch more punch to it. Definitely a standout. Really, really good. I think it's a solid, but it's hot to touch. It is steaming a lot. Like, I can't really pick it up. I can see it's a solid. It looks like a solid, but touching it is hardly an option because it is starting to become a gas. So I'm like, it's a solid, but just barely. Not a solid I want to hold. We've ascended slightly past the solidness. So very good, very good. Good job, everyone. Everyone did great. Next up, we've got Demon Hour by Growlz. I'm not familiar with Growlz, but I'm ready to be schooled. Let's learn a thing or two about Growlz. It's the Demon Hour. In my case, I guess the Demon Hour is 1 p.m. That's right, everybody. I got quenched at 1 p.m. I drank a bunch of water at 1 p.m. Another kind of orchestral build, a really quick build. No, not wasting any time. Oh, okay. No, that was just a build up to another build kind of thing. I see. Pretty well made intro here. It doesn't feel super demonic though. Get a little dark. Get a little eerie. Trumpets are pretty eerie. I feel like all the rhythmy dubstep stuff is kind of bland and generic, but the incorporation of the strings and trumpets and other instruments, yeah, definitely helps set it apart a little bit, but not enough to be like, oh, damn. Second drop though. Give me more instruments or more unique dubbing, one or the other, or both. You could do both. More or less the same as what we were given. The sound design's all very forgettable, very generic. The instruments add to it, but not enough to make it be super memorable. This one's fine. But you've got a decently long outro here. You put some effort in there, I like that. I like people that put care into each piece of the song. Don't give up in the final stretch. So you have my respect for that. Yeah, predictable, but you did it. So it did incorporate instruments, but even that doesn't feel super unique. It was done in a way that I kind of suspected. Nothing in there was like, oh, this, I haven't seen this before. It was just maybe better than the completely average or completely generic rhythm dubstep track, but still felt fairly tame, fairly predictable, fairly forgettable. So solid, leaning towards the sticky liquid side, uncomfortable to hold. You probably wouldn't want to keep it in your hand kind of situation. Moving along to the Mecha God, which is a pretty cool name, by Dubscribe and Vulcan, the god of the mechas, the mechs, the Mecha God. It's a lot of pressure. Ooh, we're outdoors now. We've finally made it outside. It's been a while since I've done that. I like the atmosphere here. Something's coming. Something is like foreshadowing is upon us. Prepare yourself for the Mecha God. All the building blocks are here. We are building up a beautiful ensemble, but I want to knock it down with force, with aggression, with bass. Let's go. He's here. Oh, that's wild. Okay. Okay. I like those. That's kind of cool. Unfortunately, the rest of the drop, the sound design, maybe the mixing of it sounds a bit amateurish. Everything's hitting in a way that's off-putting. I see the idea though, like this, there's so much potential here, but the execution's a bit behind what it should be. But it's not over yet, folks. There's still time. There's still time. Second drop, come on. Come on, you got this. I believe in you guys. Let's go. All right, now we gotta sustain. That's still the best part. Loud doesn't equal good. Loud doesn't always equal good. That was a cool sound. I like that one noise. Yeah, just the presentation is a bit amateurish. The ideas and structure, like everything's there, but the execution is not there, and therefore it falls a little flat, becomes a little forgettable, a little more amateurish. So solid-ish, but maybe just like it's gonna miscolor your hand a little bit. It's gonna leave not even like a residue, but just like shift the color of your skin slightly. It's like, that's weird. You could still go about your day, but you might want to try to wash your hands. It's not gonna make you uncomfortable, but like, well, why is my hand? Oh, right, I was holding on to the Mecha God. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's why. It's like a pen mark or something, you know? So you're like, I wish I didn't get that on my hand. But you don't necessarily regret holding it either. It's just fine. It's okay. Next up is Packed Up by BERNZIKIAL. Never heard of you either. So let's go. Leave a good impression. Well, it said the name of the song. It said it again. Packed Up. Okay. We know what song this is. Let's go. Now my favorite sample that I've heard. Okay. Again, it's another one where I see the idea. I know what you're going for, but the execution isn't quite meeting you. The idea outpaces the execution of it, which I don't want to, isn't like an insult or anything, or even a criticism. It's just letting you know that I could see that you could be better. Like you're still working on it. You're still getting better, but you're doing it. You're putting things out, and that's awesome. Like your creativity is there. It's just you still need a little more practice with things. You will only get better from here. Second drop though, come on. Give me another creative drop at least. Yeah, another like good idea, solid idea. You have the creativity. It's just, yeah, the execution just needs more work, needs more practice. Keep putting in the hours. Keep making stuff. I think the percussion needs to be changed a little bit, be a little more punchy, and the sounds just feel a little muddy. Like everything's just slightly toned down from where it should be. It's almost there though, but you're going in the right direction. I like the creativity. I like what you were coming up with. Just, yeah, how it was executed was a little lacking. So leaning on the sticky side of things. We're getting a little sticky over here. Shout out Tyler, the creator. But we are to the final track, the last track on this compilation, which is Unhinged by Ella, Kenz, Flatland, Funk, and Soul Valient, which are also people I am not familiar with. So can you leave a good first impression and also a good final impression of this compilation? No pressure, but let's go. Good start here. I like this percussion. I think almost like 80% of these tracks have had good openers or people that are putting effort into the intros, and even that deserves a thumbs up. Let's give me a good drop. Oh. Okay. I was about to comment that it was lacking some stuff, and then it hits you. It was like a weird, not even like a fake out, but like an actual psych. This isn't crazy or anything, but it hit me more than the first part did. It caught me off guard. Okay. I was gonna say that snare and even the kick, like the percussion when it first dropped was too punchy for what else was happening. They were like too loud. It was like boom, like it was like, okay, something, you need to balance this out a little bit. But then it's like, no, actually we got more for you. But I think because it caught me off guard, I'm giving it more brownie points than it deserves. So now that I know what to expect, let me actually dissect this second drop here. But I like the way it caught me off guard. You still earned that, so I cannot forget that happened. Yeah, okay. Like, it's good. Definitely aggressive and got that punch, but still a bit forgettable. But I like the energy that it has. It also feels slightly disconnected from the parts with the singer, like the build-ups and everything. Not even the build-up, but the parts in between, like the verses, if you could call them that, feel like a separate piece of the song. It doesn't flow very well. It doesn't transition very well. It feels kind of out of nowhere, which is why it caught me so off guard in the first drop. So it feels a little disjointed, there's some amateur elements there. It doesn't feel like one cohesive thing, one cohesive package, but I like the energy and the aggression that it has. There's definitely something there, definitely on the better end of things, but still I think this is a solid. It's just solid. Not bad, not good, just solid. Maybe another one that discolors your hand a little bit. But overall, that was all I want for Christmas is bass. So I got it. Thank you for letting me open my gift and be satisfied. I do feel like it was pretty front loaded with a lot of the better tracks. Most of the ones I enjoyed the most were towards the beginning, outside of The Call. And this last one was decent, at least. So I do feel like it was pretty 50-50. None of them blew me away. None of them are super exciting. I think The Call was the most interesting of the bunch, but none of them were great. I think Just Dance is the only one I might come back to, or maybe the Dr. Osi track. That was also pretty solid. STUCA's was pretty solid, but none of them were immediately like, oh my God, this is the one. But honestly, that's how a lot of compilations go. I still love compilations in general. Even if it might not be everyone's best work, it still allows me to find new artists to check out and keep up with. It allows me to discover new talent I wasn't previously aware of. And so I love a good compilation, for better or for worse, even though usually compilations as a whole can be kind of mid. They're a great way to discover more music, more artists, and more talent out there, and find people on the rise. We gotta put eyes on the little guys, and that is what this did. So shout out to everyone that participated. I'll definitely add a couple more people to my following list. There's a couple of y'all that I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. So keep it up. Thank you for putting together another fun compilation this year. And yeah, just happy holidays, everybody. This is the first year that I've had this channel. I started it in 2024. 2024 is now coming to an end. This is the final upload of the year. Unless you're on Patreon, you might see another video or two, but just saying, you should check that out in the description. If you haven't, you You can get bonus content, uncut reactions, early access. It's pretty good. And you can get your name on the screen like these guys. Those are my patrons. Just saying. These guys are cool. You're pretty cool too. I really do appreciate all of y'all. This has been quite a journey. I love music. I love sharing music with people. I love reacting to music and finding new music and talking about music. So I'm glad I finally built up a place where I can do that without judgment. So I appreciate your support, and I hope you will continue to support me into the new year. So happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what I should be checking out in the new year. Join the Discord if you haven't. There you can talk with us, talk with the community, and also see all the things that I have planned. I have a channel where I update it with what's coming on the channel, so you can see a few uploads into the future. So if you're wondering what's coming up, that's the best way to check. Other than that, thank you so much. Truly, I really do appreciate it. I hope you all enjoy your holidays. I hope everything is going well. If you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or anything else where you're getting gifts, I hope you get the gifts that you were wishing for. I hope you stay hydrated. And other than that, happy holidays. Happy New Year. I'll see you in 2025, and keep on jamming out, my dudes. Peace.